This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1269, Guide to Personal Financial Wellness, Part 2, by William Johnson with Flexcents.com. And I'm your host and narrator. My name is Dan, and I'm here every single day reading to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And we love to hear from you. We love to hear feedback about what you think of the show, as well as topic requests for future podcasts. And to share those ideas, you can visit oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com. And if you're new here or jumping around a little bit, today's post is actually a continuation from yesterday, so it would be best to listen to yesterday's episode first if you haven't done that. If you have, and you're ready to hear part 2, let's do that as we continue optimizing your life. Guide to Personal Financial Wellness, Part 2, by William Johnson with Flexcents.com. Insurance. Insurance has two important functions when it comes to financial wellness. One, insurance protects the wealth and lifestyle that you have worked long and hard to build. And two, insurance protects your family's future. If you do not have anyone depending on your income, then you might not need life insurance, but health, auto, homeowners, and disability are still required or good ideas to make sure that you're protected for an accident or disaster. When you have a family that relies on you to keep a roof over their heads and food on the table, then life insurance is a necessity. Typically, people look for enough insurance to cover their debt, including student loans and mortgage, as well as a number of years of living expenses. The proceeds of life insurance can be invested, which can factor into your calculations. For example, if your living expenses are $30,000 a year and you wanted to cover 10 years of expenses, then the immediate thought is that you need $300,000 in life insurance. However, with market growth assumptions, you can buy a bit less insurance, invest the payout, and get a similar level of income. When shopping for life insurance, get recommendations on agents and be sure you understand the difference between whole and term. If the agent cannot adequately answer your questions using easy-to-understand terms about what they're recommending, then find an agent that can. Retirement. Retirement readiness, a specific component of financial wellness, is being on track to have the money saved to pay for your living expenses in retirement without worrying about running out of money if you live longer than you anticipate. When talking with someone about their desired retirement age, there's one point that I really try to drive home. The day you retire, you are moving to another phase in your life. Currently, you're earning income. When you're retired, you live solely off your investments and Social Security. This often gives people pause, as their projected retirement income falls far short of what they think their living expenses will be. If possible, wait to retire and start taking your Social Security. It'll give you longer to build up your nest egg and less time to draw it down. Building retirement savings is something that people do over the many decades of their career, but many get started too late or hit a bump and raid their retirement savings to get around it. It is never too late to start saving for retirement, and anything one saves is better than not saving at all. The two big factors to the amount of savings you will have when you retire are 1. Contributions, and 2. Asset allocation. The contributions are the amount of money that you have contributed to your retirement accounts up to the point that you start taking money out. Contributions made earlier in your career are worth more than contributions made later in your career because they've had more time to grow. The more years you wait to retire, the more years you can contribute to your retirement accounts. Asset allocation refers to what you have invested your retirement money into. Typically, that is a mix of stocks and bonds. When you're younger, you can take more risk due to the longer time horizon until you retire, and will hold more stocks than bonds. When you are a few years until retirement, you cannot afford a downturn or recession when you need to start drawing on your savings for your living expenses. Thus, you will be more conservative and hold more bonds than you do stocks. The more money you have invested, and the longer it's invested, the more asset allocation affects the outcome. Estate. Estate planning varies widely from person to person, with everyone having different needs. At a basic level, it's setting up instructions on what should happen to you and your assets upon your death. If you have children who are minors, then establishing who will care for them is the primary concern. Everyone should have an inventory of all assets, accounts, and passwords. We recommend using a password manager that you can keep in a safe place and that will be accessible to the surviving spouse or the executor of their estate. All retirement accounts should have a primary beneficiary and a secondary beneficiary. You should have a will that covers your assets and a living will to ensure that your decisions on your health are respected should you not be able to make them yourself. Additionally, a healthcare proxy should be specified to cover any gray area or new treatment options that are not covered by the living will. As wealth grows in size as well as in diversity of assets, estate planning becomes more complex and the considerations grow. It is often worth it to consult an attorney and accountant to walk you through your options. Small steps and forward progress. Accomplishing financial wellness will take a lot of planning and effort. It is usually achieved by focusing on a single thing and working to improve it, rather than trying to improve everything all at once. A series of small wins adds up to a big win. That will keep you moving forward towards your financial goals, and the momentum provided by each small win will keep you motivated. Getting in a good place with your personal finances and future planning is life-changing. Your efforts are a gift to your future self. Put in the work today to make sure they are in the best position to be successful. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled Guide to Personal Financial Wellness by William Johnson with Flexcents.com. And that's another episode and weekend of Optimal Finance Daily in the books. I thank you so much as always for your support and for listening each and every day, and I'll be back with more posts for you starting tomorrow. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you back here on Monday, where your optimal life awaits.